Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a critical topic that could impact any of us: what really happens in the first 72 hours of a widespread winter blackout. It's a scenario straight out of a movie, but it's far more real than we'd like to admit. The power goes out, the temperature plummets, and suddenly, the modern world we rely on vanishes. That initial 72-hour window is absolutely crucial. It's the period that separates those who are prepared and calm from those who might become panicked and, yes, potentially dangerous. Let's break it down. Hour 1. The lights flicker and die. Your first thought might be, oh, it'll be back on in a minute. You check your phone, no signal. The Wi-Fi is gone. A sense of isolation starts to creep in. This is the moment of initial shock. For the unprepared, this is when the first seeds of panic are sown. They might start making frantic calls that won't go through or stare out the window, expecting a quick fix. But for the prepared individual, this is go time. You're not panicking, you're assessing. You're grabbing your pre-staged flashlights and headlamps, checking on family members, and moving to the next phase of your plan. Moving into hours 2 through 12, the reality of the situation solidifies. It's not just a momentary blip. The cold starts to seep into the house. This is where the first major division appears. Those without a secondary heat source are in serious trouble. They might start doing risky things, like bringing a charcoal grill indoors, which can lead to deadly carbon monoxide poisoning. We hear about these tragedies every single winter. Their desperation is growing. They're cold, they're in the dark, and their anxiety is skyrocketing. Meanwhile, the prepared person has already implemented their non-electric heating plan. Maybe it's a properly ventilated indoor-safe propane heater, a wood-burning stove, or even just consolidating the family into one well-insulated room with plenty of blankets. You're not just surviving, you're maintaining a sense of normalcy and control. Now we enter day 2. Hours 24 to 48. This is when the psychological aspect really kicks in. The initial novelty has worn off, and the cold is relentless. The unprepared are now facing new problems. Their pipes might be freezing. Their food in the refrigerator is starting to spoil. And worse, their water taps might run dry if they rely on a well pump or if municipal systems fail. This is when people start making desperate choices. They might think about venturing out into the treacherous weather to find supplies, but the stores were likely cleared out in the first few hours. This is the point where you might see the first signs of neighborhood tension. Someone who sees you have light or heat might come knocking, and their request might not be polite. Their own lack of planning has turned into your problem. For the prepared household, day 2, about maintenance and morale. You're checking your fuel supplies, rationing your water, and cooking simple, hot meals on a camp stove. You're playing board games with the kids by lantern light, keeping spirits up. You understand that mental resilience is just as important as physical supplies. You've created a bubble of stability in a sea of chaos. You're not broadcasting your preparedness to the world. Your curtains are drawn. You're keeping a low profile because you know that desperation makes people unpredictable. This brings us to the critical 72-hour mark, day 3. By now, anyone who was unprepared is at a breaking point. They're cold, they're hungry, they're thirsty, and they're scared. This is the turning point where a normal, everyday person can become dangerous, not because they are evil, but because their survival instinct has completely taken over. They see your chimney smoke, they know you have heat. They might have seen you carrying in groceries last week, so they know you have food. Their children are crying from the cold. At this point, the social contract begins to fray. They might try to beg, barter, or even break in to get what they need to survive. This is the danger. The title refers to the desperation of the unprepared. It's a primal fear that overrides logic and civility. The prepared individual, by contrast, is secure at the 72-hour mark. You have enough food, water, and heat to last for a week or more. Your plan has worked. You've avoided the frantic rush and the dangerous risks. You've kept your family safe not just from the cold, but from the potential chaos unfolding outside. Your foresight has created a sanctuary. You're monitoring your emergency radio for updates, staying informed without relying on a fragile power grid. You are a quiet pillar of strength. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that preparedness is not just about hoarding supplies, it's a mindset. It's about taking responsibility for your own safety and the safety of your family. The first 72 hours are a test. Failing that test doesn't just mean being uncomfortable. It means you could become a danger to yourself and others. Let's look at the simple, actionable steps you can take right now to make sure you pass. First, water. You need at least 1 gallon of water per person, per day. A 72-hour kit for a family of 4 means you need 12 gallons, minimum. Store-bought bottled water is easiest, but you can also store tap water in clean, food-grade containers. Second, food. Have at least 3 days' worth of non-perishable food that requires no cooking or refrigeration. Think protein bars, canned goods, dried fruit. Don't forget a manual can opener. Third, and this is crucial for a winter storm, is heat. Never, ever use outdoor heaters or grills inside. Invest in an indoor safe heater and know how to use it. Have a supply of fuel for it. And pile on the layers: wool blankets, sleeping bags, thermal underwear. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Fourth, light. Have multiple light sources. LED flashlights and headlamps are fantastic. Have plenty of extra batteries and store them separately until you need them. Finally, have a plan. Talk with your family. Where will you meet? Who is responsible for what? How will you stay warm?